Hello and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. It's January 13th, 2021. I'm so excited to be here with you all. We've got all platforms running. So let's get straight into it because I always love to give so much value. So maybe you are going through the cycle of feeling stressed, or maybe you're feeling stressed more often than not. Maybe you constantly find yourself beating yourself up. Maybe you're the kind of person that goes through cycles or is constantly thinking, why does nothing ever work out for me? I hear you. I absolutely appreciate you because that is exactly where I have been in the past. And to be honest, I can still sometimes go back to that place. So, this is exactly what today's live is all about. Brain Function 101, all about how the neuro linguistic programming, NLP, communication/brain model works. Now, I once heard nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it. Let me repeat that. Nothing has meaning except the meaning you give it. Interesting. Hey, we're going to go through more about the brain, how the brain works. But if you're watching live with me, let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you have a great idea about how the brain works and our thoughts work, type great. If you have some idea, type some. And if you have no idea, type no idea, just to give me a bit of an idea of where everyone is with their understanding of how the brain and the thoughts and the NLP communication model works. Okay, so for a bit of a refresher, or for any of our newbies that are watching tonight, NLP, neuro linguistic programming, neuro brain linguistic language programming, patterns we repeat. It's the art of personal excellence. So it's the decoding of why we and others actually think the way we think. And then obviously why we do what we do, feel what we feel. So the why, the what, and the how of communication within ourselves, within our environment, and with other people. So it's pretty cool because it looks at the why and the what of our own unique perspective on the world that we have, because we all have different maps of the world, right? Something that someone may do, you may think, oh my gosh, that's out of line, and someone else may be thinking, oh, poor person, no wonder they're lashing out like that, look what they've gone through. And the other one might go, I know how they feel, I've been through that. So we all have different maps of the world. So here we go. Let's get into the communication model. Now, there is the blog post to go with this, but I will share my screen for you guys. Just let me get in there. That's why I love to link in via Zoom so you guys can actually see it. Alrighty, let's do it. Getting all the technology going. Now, if you don't have, I'm just going to check over in Facebook to see how we're going. If you don't have the handout, print that out, because I always get you guys to take action, right? All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the NLP communication model that you can see here. So I want to explain how this works. Now, we all take information in through our five senses, right? Sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. And we process about 2 million bits of information per second. That is crazy. Most of it's happening unconsciously, though, because if we were to try to consciously process this information, our brains would just blow up. Not really, but they wouldn't be able to function. So what the brain does is, it's really clever. The nervous system actually filters it down to 135 bits of information. So it's coming in and it's filtering it down to, then what we do is we delete information, we distort information, or we generalize information. I'll give you examples of those in a moment. We do those things, one of those three things, and we bring that information to about 7 plus or minus 2 chunks. So between 5 and 9 chunks of information is what the brain can handle, and it brings it in through our unique filters. Now, once it passes through our filters, a thought is constructed. And so then what we call an internal representation happens. So this is our map of our reality. These are our neural pathways. So we've got lots of neurons in our brain and they all fire and attach to one another. And the more that we fire the same kind of neural pathway, the more automatic it becomes. You know, when you first get in and drive a car, right, and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? It's really clunky. But then you drive it lots and lots of repetition and you get really good at it. That's you forming a neural pathway of, okay, turn the key on or press the button, whatever you do. So we have so many different maps and we can change our maps. So this is a really exciting thing. As a teenager, I had no idea that I could actually change the maps in my mind. I thought that were the maps, that was it. I'm going this way. I had a really negative relationship with food and exercise, and that was it. So the reality we experience is really, really, really determined what we do inside our heads, guys. This means that every single person that experiences a situation, they're going to experience it differently. It's our internal representations, our maps of how we view the world and what we experience. But this is so exciting because we can actually change these. Now, all our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, they stem from these unique filters. The good news, we have the ability to reprogram the ones that are no longer serving us. So yes, the ones that are serving us, keep them. The ones that are not, we want to change them to more empowering. And I'm going to give you my number one tool on that. Some of you may have heard it. Some of you may not have. But if you've heard it, type heard. If you've heard it and you use it, type heard and use. Or maybe not. The thing with information that we get is that we get all this information, but it's putting it into action that can often be the challenging thing. We spoke last week about goal getting, accountability, support, scheduling in, all those things are things that help us to actually achieve those goals, actually take action on them. Okay, so let's explore some ways that we actually delete, distort, and generalize in resourceful, so more helpful, and unresourceful, so less resourceful ways. So we can distort information as it comes way in a really resourceful way by planning a trip or changing a room around in our mind. So that's kind of distorting things, isn't it? Because they're not actually in that. And if the room is how it is, then, and we're thinking about redecorating, it's like, well, we have to distort the information in that room in our brain to make it look different in our mind. An unresourceful way of distorting things is body image, eating disorders. Deletions. So a really resourceful deletion is, you know, when you're on the phone and there's so much noise around you, but you just tuned into what that person's saying. Or you're in a noisy room and you hear your name called out from the other side of the room. That's a deletion of all the noise that's happening around you. Pretty cool, hey? Now, unresourceful is you go to the cupboard or the fridge, depending on if you're in the sauce in the fridge or the sauce in the pantry camp, and you look straight at the sauce and you're like, where's the sauce? And you can't see it. Has anyone ever done that before? So that's one way that we can delete things unresourcefully. And then generalizing. So when you hit the side of a wall and there's a little button there, you flick it down, it's a light switch, it turns a light on. We generalize that to all other light switches. A very unresourceful way of generalizing things is a child is bullied at school once. They move, they go to another school, they get bullied again, and they think that everyone hates them. So you might actually have a memory or this internal representation of maybe you've gone for your goals before and maybe you generalize and you think, oh, it's never worked in the past. Why bother? So this leads to a really negative state. So as you can see, as we come down here, it's a little bit distorted. Sorry, guys. You go down to, it becomes a really negative state. So an emotional state, there's a negative emotion inside of you because you're like, why bother? Not going to work. No confidence, just feeling bleh. And then your physiology changes. And so you're slumped over, you're less positive, you know, you're feeling closed off in yourself. And then that determines your behavior, what you do. So you kind of decide, well, I'm not actually going to do anything because your thoughts, all this up here has impacted on your behavior. And you, because of your internal representation, that firing going, it's never worked, why bother, never worked. State, your emotions, you close down, your physiology, your body closes down, and then you choose not to take action. So we can actually reverse this. We can actually look at our behaviors, change our behaviors. We can change our physiology. We can change our emotional state, which can change it, or we can change the filters that we see through by changing our language. Now, I'm going to focus on changing the language one tonight because we're only here for a short time. not a long time. So let me just stop my here for a good time, not a long time. That's the one I was looking for. So I just want to, just wanted to show that with you guys so you get a visual representation. This is on the blog, so you'll be able to see that. Okay. So how do we overcome this? How do we work on changing those filters through language? So we've got all these filters coming in. We've been told time and time again that we're not enough. We don't have energy. We've got health concerns. We're not good enough. We can't earn enough. We can't attract the right partner. Any other fears that come up for people? Anyone else resonate? Okay, so what do? The brain bully to brain champion technique. Now, I love, love, love teaching this to people. This is one of my favorite things to teach to people. And I want to teach it to you tonight. Maybe you have heard it, as I said, maybe it's something new. Now, when you're making changes to your thinking patterns and you first start out, and you're like, I'm so strong, confident, and wealthy, like I'm a millionaire, whatever it might be, exaggerations, right? Or not. This may evoke feelings of fear, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not pretty enough or smart enough. Your brain bully is in there and it's not going to believe you're actually conditioned to think negative. And so if these kind of positive thoughts and affirmations are too far out in the future for your brain to kind of recognize, then we want to use the brain bully technique if you're feeling like you're not believing in what you're saying. So there's 3 steps: awareness, self-talk, and see the good. First step, awareness. This is key. Now, this is the first step. First step. So you might notice a brain bully from now and you're like, oh, that brain bully has got me good today. That's great. Even if you take no action on it, that's the first step. You're taking progress because you're aware of it. So try not to beat yourself up. You are normal. We all experience this. We all have fears. All of us. Doesn't matter where we are in our life, we all do. Start with saying to yourself, Maha, here she is. Here's a brain bully. Give it a name if you like. This removes you from the thought and the associated emotion that goes with that. So that thought, that internal representation, then the state, the associated emotion. So it kind of works on that section. And then we want to change our self-talk. So if you're not believing I'm strong, sexy, and confident, then we want to switch it. And we want to command our brain. So how we command it is by saying, I notice I'm getting better at fill in the blank. I notice I'm getting better at accepting myself. I notice I'm getting better at speaking nice words to myself. I notice I'm getting better at appreciating my body for what it does. I notice I'm getting better at my money mindset. I notice I'm getting better at attracting my ideal partner into my life, whatever it might be. Now, your brain might not believe that right away, but it shows your brain that you're actually working towards this, and the brain will go out and find evidence for this. This little part in the back of your head called the RAS. Don't mind the beach hair today. Literally got back from the beach and it's sandy and salty. I'll get in the shower after this. But it's a part in the back of your brain that's called the RAS, reticular activating system, and it goes out to find evidence. It's like your kind of filter that we spoke about in the communication model. So it's going to go find evidence for what you focus on most. So it has, and we want to talk about this in the positive, because if I say to you, don't think of a green elephant, you've got to access the green elephant before then you don't. So the brain doesn't understand negatives. It will have to access that first. Green elephant, debt, weight, whatever it might be, stress, it's got to access, no stress, it has to access stress first. We want to do it in the positive. So in your handout on the hub, you will see that there is space to put those 3 simple steps: awareness, self-talk, see the good. And you'll also see that there's a little column, 2 columns down the bottom. One is for where you can write down your fears. So for now, write down your number 1 fear that's holding you back from your desires for this year. And if you're brave, how you do something is how you do everything. So if you're brave and want to type it in the comments, then you'll get, lots of support and recognition for us for being brave. So type it in there. Let us know what's one of the main fears that hold you back, or something you hear someone say a lot, maybe friends, family, children's fears that you kind of are hearing on repeat. So we're going to have that on the left-hand side. And I'd love for you to write this in the comments, because then I'm going to help you to transform that to create a I notice I'm getting better at statement. So then we want to flip it. We want to flip it to I notice I'm getting better at fill in the blank. So guys, please, if you're watching live, type in the comments, let me know. I can help you guys with some brainstorming. If you're watching the recording, type it in the comments still. And I'd love support with my flip. Just let me know and I can support you with that. So an example might be if someone's feeling like I'm overweight, I'm fat, I'm ugly, whatever it might be, then, we might want to say, I notice I'm getting better at loving my body just the way it is. And repeating that, having that on your screensaver on your phone, having it printed up somewhere, having just even writing I'm enough on your mirror. And that's in the third step. So look in the mirror every single day. Now, this is not just about the physical. It's actually not even about the physical, even though you're looking in the mirror, but I really want you to see yourself talking to yourself. And turn that negative self-talk, switch it around, write I'm enough, say I notice I'm getting better statement, and repeat it daily and really feel it. Feel what it would feel like if you were stepping into your enoughness right now in this moment. Imagine yourself, imagine what you can see in, say, 3 days' time when you are standing in front of the mirror daily and you're going, yes, I'm enough. I notice I'm getting better at loving myself just the way I am. Imagine what you're hearing, like what you're hearing people say around you. Wow, you're just glowing, you're radiant. What you're hearing in your own self-talk. Yeah, I got this. And most importantly, what you're feeling, how good you're feeling within yourself. Now imagine in 3 weeks, once you're doing this repetitively, how amazing you're feeling. Imagine what you're seeing yourself doing. Imagine what you hear what you're saying, hear what other people around you are saying, and feel what you're feeling in 3 weeks, because you've actually committed to this, doing this brain bully to brain champion technique daily. Imagine 6 months down the track, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, and what you're feeling, because you've committed to yourself. I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to hear how you guys goes with this technique, because it really is consistency. Consistency is key. Okay, so if you've written down your number one fear, you've flipped it with I notice I'm getting better at, you've written down the 3 steps, awareness, self-talk, and see the good, then you may be ready to join me for Healthy You in Mind and Body. I am so excited, because who would like to work with me for 5 days for free? 5 days. Zilch, $0, because that is exactly what I am offering you guys as part of this exclusive hub. I'm loving the hub. I'm loving the interaction. My 5-day Facebook challenge that is going to happen in the hub. I've got to create an event. Decided to go to the beach instead. There's one tip: self-care. Creativity, productivity, creativity. It's starting on January 25th, so Monday week. I want to give you guys some time to be able to get into the event. There's also an email that goes with this, because I'll explain more about that in a second, but also a chance for you to share this with your girlfriends, your sisters, your mums, your daughters, because this information is life-changing if you consistently put these actions into place. So it's Reclaim 2021. I said year of re. It's going to be the year of re this year. So many things we're doing. We're reclaiming, we're resetting, and we're saying goodbye to feeling fatigued, to feeling frustrated. And we're going to say hello to reclaiming your energy and your vibrancy in mind and body. This particular 5-day challenge is going to focus majority on mind, because 80% of anything we do is mindset. Okay, so we've got the 25th till the 29th of January. So where? The hub right here. You'll get the event come out to you guys soon. What you'll get out of it, there's going to be daily Facebook videos and live videos from me supporting you with a simple strategy to begin to release those old fear patterns that are holding you back. A really, really simple strategy to begin to say hello to new empowering thoughts. One of them I gave you today. We're also going to do self-management. No such thing as time management. We all have the same hours in the day. Self-management strategy to help enhance your energy. Self-care strategy to help enhance your vibrancy. We'd like more of that. And on day 5, we are going to have an exclusive 1-hour group video call where I'm going to help you to pave the way with your 2021. I'm so excited for this, because it's going to be interactive questions. We'll be taking action in it. So I'm really, really excited for that, to help you guys with making a vision for your year and how you want to think, feel, and therefore act. It's all intertwined, guys. So how it's going to work, the daily Facebook videos, they'll go for a couple of minutes. They'll just give you the overview of the tasks for the day. They're really simple, quick tasks. They'll go up at 6 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and they'll be just giving you a breakdown of the task. Then at 9 a.m. Daylight Savings Time, I will be going live to dive deeper into the topic and to give you guys a chance to ask you questions. If you can't make it live, obviously you can ask your questions in the group before, after, during, whatever. So you've got that ability there. Then on day 5, as I said, it's going to be the exclusive group call. It's going to be on a different platform. So we're taking it off Facebook because I really want to give you guys extra value. I want that interaction, that connection, because that's what it's all about. So make sure that you sign up to the link as well. I'm going to pop it in the comments, and I've got to pop it in the caption. I forgot to do that for you guys. What's your investment? As I said, $0. Time investment, 3.5 hours-ish, depending on how much time you take to do your activities, your actionable steps. So I'm going to post that link in there. Please, if you've got any questions on tonight on how the brain works, the filters, and the brain bully to brain champion technique, or the Reclaim 2021, moving away from fatigue and frustration towards energy and vibrancy, please comment below, let me know, and I'm here to help you guys. Let's make 2021 epic. Have a beautiful night. Mwah.